Ben forced himself to look away from the black spot in the wizard's beard. He reached over Jenny and punched Jonathan on the shoulder. Shh! Jonathan raised a finger to his lips. I'm watching. Whizbang reached a hand into his robe and pulled out a tall marionette. She had a sparkly tiara on her head and was dressed in a long blue ball gown. It took Whizbang a few seconds to get her strings untangled. They were attached to the crisscrossed wooden control sticks. He sorted them out and made her stand up straight. This is the princess, he announced. He leaned over the puppet. His long beard brushed the top of her tiara. Using both hands on the sticks, he made her take a few steps toward the audience. The princess is not a puppet. She is a marionette. But when Whizbang the wizard pulls her strings, she comes alive. Ben stared at the princess as Whizbang made her do a graceful dance. She's almost as tall as we are, Jenny said. So what? Ben replied. Jonathan laughed. Be quiet, Jenny snapped. Ben watched the puppet dip and glide. Her eyes looked like a real people's eyes. Her lips were painted in a pale red smile beneath the tiara. Her straight blonde hair looked real too. Whizbang pulled a string and made her raise one hand above her head. Then he moved the string and her hand bobbed up and down as if she were waving to the kids. The princess has come from far away to wish happy birthday to Ben and Jenny, the wizard said. He made the marionette walk up to Ben. Her glassy eyes appeared to gaze down at him. Ben raised himself to his knees. He took the puppet's small hand and pretended to shake hands with her. Some kids laughed, but not for long. The princess dipped suddenly. Her head dropped, her mouth opened, and her wooden jaw clamped tight over Ben's shoulder. He let out a cry of pain. He tried to shake the puppet off, but her jaw tightened even harder, biting into his skin. It hurts, Ben screamed at Whizbang. Take her off me. It hurts. It really hurts. Chapter 3. Whizbang's mouth dropped open. I don't understand, he stammered. He let go of the strings and wrapped both hands around the puppet's head. After a short struggle, he pulled the puppet off Ben. It really hurts, Ben murmured. He was trying hard not to cry. He didn't want to cry on his birthday in front of all the kids. He rubbed his shoulder, but the pain kept shooting down his whole body. What happened? What happened? Ben heard his mother ask. She was standing behind the kids at the doorway to the dining room. The strings must have gotten tangled up, Whizbang said, and the mouth got stuck. Sorry, Ben. He rubbed Ben's shoulder. Not to worry, I have another puppet. He returned a few seconds later with a new puppet. This one had a crown on its head and wore flashy leopard skin robe. Say hello to the Sultan, Whizbang said. He's the king. Ben was still rubbing his shoulder. He heard a few kids talking about the puppet that bit him. They sounded scared. Ben, I'm sorry about the princess, the wizard said. It was a bad accident. But you're okay, right? Ben nodded and muttered yes under his breath. These puppets are really fun to operate, Whizbang said. Would anyone like to stand up and work the Sultan? No one raised a hand. The room grew very silent. It's very simple, Whizbang said. You pull the strings just like this. He made the Sultan bow. Then he pulled some strings, and the puppet's hands shot up in the air. Who would like to try? The wizard asked. Jenny, you're the birthday girl. Come up here and meet the Sultan. Jenny climbed to her feet slowly. She glanced at Ben, then stepped up front to the room. Come closer, Whizbang said. Why are you standing so far away? Jenny frowned at the puppet. Does he bite? No, of course not, the wizard answered. Here, Jenny, take the controls. He handed her the control sticks. He's heavy, Jenny exclaimed. These marionettes are large and very tall, the wizard said, and they are made of heavy wood. Go ahead, make him walk. Jenny balanced the control sticks in her hands. Jenny balanced one set of strings, and the Sultan bowed. She made him stand up straight again. Then she made him raise one hand up in the air. Then the hand shot straight up and grabbed Jenny by the nose. Jenny let out a startled scream. She felt the wooden fingers tighten. Her nose throbbed with pain, and the pain quickly spread over her face and down her neck. Ow! Jenny's cry rang through the room. Stop it! The puppet squeezed hard, squeezed Jenny's nose till she thought her nose might burst apart. Whizbang appeared to freeze. He stared wide-eyed at the puppet. Kids started to cry.